Hello everyone, welcome back to Sewing with Damara. If this is your first time coming across my channel, you are highly welcome. Do well to subscribe, and you could also check out other beautiful sewing tutorials on my channel. In this tutorial, I'm showing you how to sew one of the most elegant and high-end sleeves in fashion, the tulip sleeve, also known as petal sleeves. This sleeve traces its origin back to the early 20th century European fashion, inspired by the natural shape of a blooming tulip flower. Isn't that beautiful? Anyways, I'll be showing you a very easy way to cut and sew this sleeve, so make sure you watch this tutorial to the end to know how to do that. With that being said, let's get started. Here with me are the fabrics I'll be using during the course of this tutorial. This right here is a crepe fabric, and this is what I had left from the fabric I used in making the dress for my client. You can also use the same fabric to line your sleeve, or you can opt to go for a cotton lining just like I have here. I'll be showing you how to draft, cut and sew a tulip sleeve with no side seam. I mean, you could add side seam to yours if you so desire. It's still the same step and process. First, you're going to make sure that you have your pattern paper on fold just like this, and at the top of your pattern paper you're going to rule a starting line. From the starting line, you're going to mark down your cap height. I'll be using 4.5 inches. You can use 4 inches or 4.5 inches. This will work for literally everyone. Now, I already joined the side seams of my dress, and I took the measurement of what I had around the armhole of my dress. I had 18.5 inches, and half of that is 9.2 inches. And this is just me checking to see if what I have on this line is up to 9.2 inches. And apparently I have just 9 inches, which means I'm going to have to add extra paper to the side to make that up. From the top also, you're going to mark your sleeve length. This totally depends on how long you want your sleeve to be. I'll be using 10 inches plus half inch for seam allowance, that is 10.5. I'll just label this. This is the shoulder line, this is the cap height, and this is the sleeve length. So like I said earlier, what I have here is not enough for half of my armhole measurement, so I'm just going to cut out the remaining pattern paper down here to make that up. So I'll just be extending this cap height line here. And on this line, I'm going to mark half of my armhole measurement, which is 9.2. And from that point, I'll connect it back into the shoulder line like this. Measure what you have there and mark the midpoint. You're going to be creating a curve from this point upward and then back into what you have on your cap height. But before you do that, go in from this point here by 2 inches. So now you'll be creating your curve from this 2-inch point here all the way to this midpoint and back into what you have on the cap height. And that is it for the armhole curve. Coming to the length of the sleeve, you need to take the round measurement of the point where your sleeve is stopping, okay? And then you're going to divide that by 2. Mine is 12 divided by 2. I have 6 inches, so I'm going to mark 6 inches here. But this is a tulip sleeve and it shouldn't be exactly tight. It should have this flexibility to it, and for this reason I'll be adding extra 1.2 inch. You can do 1.5 to 2 inches depending on how open or how flexible you want yours to be. And then I'm going to add half-inch seam allowance. Okay, I'm adding half-inch seam allowance because I will not be having side seams, but if you want yours to have side seams, you can go ahead and add 1 inch or 1.5 inch seam allowance. Also on this curve here, you're going to confirm what you have on the curve to be sure it's exactly what you measured around your armhole. So I have 9.2 and this is 9.2 for me here. And from this point, I'm also going to add the half inch. I'll be connecting these points together like so. So I'm connecting the seam separately and the actual measurement separately. And that is that for the pattern. Just go ahead and cut this out. Make sure you notch the midpoint of your sleeve up and down before you open this up. And now we'll be creating the tulip sleeve. So to do this, all you need to do is from the midpoint here, you're going to go out on your curve by about 4.5 to 5 inches. This totally depends on how much you want one side to overlap the other, okay? But 4.5 to 5 inches is perfectly okay. And from this side here, you're going to go in by 2.5 inches. For me, plus the extra ½ inch I added for allowance, I'm going to mark this at 3 inches so that when I take out my ½ inch, I'll still have my 2.5. I hope that's clear. Now I'll be connecting these 2 points together. You can do this using freehand or you can do this using a curve. So I'm just going to use my curve to do mine, and I'm going to connect that together like this. I noticed that the curve didn't come out well, so I'm just going to quickly erase that and correct it. There's another method you can use to actually get this curve, especially if your client or if you're being particular about it being more covered, okay? You can come down from this point to the point where you want the overlap to be or how open you want the overlap to be. Like you can see, mine is 7 inches, so everything down here is going to show my arm, okay? But if I don't want that, I'm just going to come down up to about 9 inches. Depending, okay, this totally depends on you, okay? So just do what you like or work according to what you would love. So, and that is it. We can now go ahead and cut this out. I'll be using this to cut out another paper exactly like this one. Now the reason why I'm doing this is because I don't want any side seams, so I'll have to join the pattern papers together at the side. But if you want yours to have side seams, you don't necessarily need to cut out another one like mine here. This is what I have here, and you can see what the tulip sleeve should look like. Now the next thing we are going to do here is to determine which part we want to be the overlap and which side we want to be beneath the overlap. I'm just going to label this back, and this is my front. So I want the front to overlap the back. And also the part that will overlap the other one is the part that is going to have the puff. I'll be slashing and spreading this to create the puff. I'm not using any particular measurement here. I'm just drawing lines, okay, just like this. You can take measurements if you want. Then you're going to slash through this all the way to the down part. Not entirely, but like almost just like this. Now you'll be spreading this on a new sheet of paper, so I'm just going to spread this. I'm not using any particular measurement still, but if you look at this, it's looking like around 1.2 inch or thereabout. I'm going to spread this. Now after spreading this, I'm going to connect what I have from this point here back into this curve. I'm just going to cut out this paper here to make up what I have up there so that my curve will fit in properly. I'm just going to create the curve from this point back into this point here. And that is it for the slashing and spreading. I'm going to proceed to cut this out. Now after cutting this out, you can see that we have successfully splashed and spread this part. So when we bring it back together, it is going to give us this puffy effect around our sleeve. If you want both sides of your sleeve to be puffed, you can go ahead and do that. But mine, I want it to be on only one side because I don't want so much structure on my sleeve. The dress on its own already has a statement, so I don't need the sleeve to be too loud. That is why I want it to have a soft finish, okay? Now the next thing we are going to do here is to mark out the ½ inch that we added at the side seam. I'll be marking out the ½ inch that I added at the side seam, and I'm going to connect it together. This will serve as a guide for me to overlap them, to join the sides together. Now this is what you would have. I'll be using this to cut out my fabric. I've gone ahead to cut out my fabric, and I cut out 4 pieces here. 2 for the lining and 2 is the main fabric, okay? If I join this together, I'm going to make a notch which is going to serve as a guide. This notch is going to serve as a guide for me when I'm creating the puffs, okay? So from this midpoint here, I'm going to take the measurement of what I have all the way to where the point where the slash started. I have 7.2 inches, so I'm going to make a notch at that point. I'm going to take the same measurement on this other side, 7.2 inches, and I'm going to make a notch at that point. So don't worry, further in the tutorial you understand better why I made these notches and how it can serve as a guide while creating the puff. Now the next thing I'm going to do here is to join the fabric and lining together. Make sure you place them right sides facing each other, okay? Especially if you are using a fabric that the right side and the wrong side is quite obvious. Then you're going to be running a stitch at the end here using 1/2 inch seam allowance. After doing that, then make sure you make a notch around your seams. This will make it easier for your fabric to lay flat when you turn it over and iron it down. After doing that, if you have any excess popping out at the top, all you need to do is just to trim it down to be equal length, okay? Now the next thing we are going to do is to create our pleats. Now remember this notch we made here, which is going to serve as our guide. You can watch carefully to see exactly how I'm going to create this pleat. Okay, now I'm going to bring this here, and this point which I notch as the guide, I'm going to place it like this and I'm going to pin it down. This one here that is inside, I'm going to look for the notch parts on the upper one and I'm going to place them together like this and pin it down. If this part was a bit confusing, you can replay it to understand better, okay? Now after doing that, you can see that this part has an excess. Now this excess is what you're going to pleat to fit into what you have on the lower part. So this is just me creating the pleat. After creating the pleats, I'm going to fold this into two and I'm going to take the measurement of what I have here to be sure that it is exactly half of my armhole measurement. So you can see that I have a little bit of excess there. So this is pleats. You don't have to stress it. You can just create one more pleat here. And take the measurement again. So I have exactly 9.2 inches. So what you're going to do next is to run a stitch around this curve to secure it in place. After doing that, this is exactly what I have. Now also make sure that you notch the midpoint of the side also, and we'll be attaching this to the dress. You can see here that I've already attached one sleeve to the dress and this is how beautiful it looks. Now we'll be using this sleeve to do the other one together. Remember I said you should notch the side of your sleeve, right? Now this notch, you're going to place it to the side seam on your dress. You're going to pin it down. And you're going to take it from inside so it will be easier for you to pin it down together. While doing that, you might find out that you might have a little bit of excess. This is pleat, so it's not a problem. Like mine here, I have a little bit of excess, so I'm just going to fold that in. So after doing that, all you need to do now is to go to your machine and stitch this down using 1/2 inch seam allowance. And after doing that, you guys, you can see how beautiful this came out. You can see how the puff is there, but the structure is still soft, complementing the dress. So that is it. This is how to go about the making of a tulip sleeve. I hope this tutorial was really helpful. Please do let me know in the comment section and make sure that you're subscribed to this channel. Turn on your post notifications so that you always get notified whenever we post a new tutorial. I'll see you guys in my next one.